Hello everyone, thank you for coming back to Mary's little house. I've got one of Mary's little lamb dogs in my lap here, named Peanut. He's clinging to me today so much I can't walk from room to room without him following me. He's not asleep yet, so I'll just show you to him. He likes to make his cameo appearances on video. He goes all over the world. He gets lots of comments, sometimes more comments than I do, but positive ones. He just takes life in stride and his celebrity. He's very humble, but and indifferent to the things of the world. Just wants me to hold him all the time. This is Peanut. We think he's part Pichon Frise. He walked into our lives from the forest behind us here, all matted and with burrs and everything. A pathetic little dog who's won all our hearts here at Mary's little house and the hearts of those who visit here. He wants to go to sleep now. He's taking his siesta. He must have been come from Mexico. Oh, okay, we better get started on the regular thing here. I just put up on my Facebook a little short biography of a heroic housewife, Elisabeth Leseur, who died in 1914. She was a French married laywoman whose cause is up for canonization to become a saint. I've heard of her. Bishop Fulton Sheen made her famous. He was in Belgium, I think in Belgium or in France, and he went to a Dominican priory of Dominican priests and brothers for his retreats when he was over there studying in France and Belgium. And one of the priests was Elisabeth Leseur's husband, a widower. Elizabeth had died, but she gave her life for him. He was an atheist, and he tried to break Elizabeth's Catholic faith down too. And he scorned the church, and he did everything he could to break her faith down. And he would bring his friends over too. They were all atheists and anti-clerical and just very critical of the church and of the church's teachings. Well, Elizabeth gave her life to save his soul. Not only did he save his soul, she died. But when he read the diary and how she offered her sufferings up for his conversion, he became not only converted to the Catholic faith, but became a Dominican preacher. And even the Pope at the time asked him to make up for his being an atheist and all the sins he committed there, and he went around the world talking about Elizabeth, his beloved wife, and his conversion because of her sufferings offered for him, her bearing patiently the sufferings he caused her by his ridicule of the faith and of the church. But anyway, I want to read a short excerpt for this YouTube from her diary or from her writings. It's about the beauty of holiness. I'm always talking about holiness because that holiness is union with Christ and with Jesus, and in Jesus, union with the Eternal Father by the power of the Holy Spirit. And so here's and I always say that holiness is the greatest beauty treatment. I see all these billboards about facials and about age marks and about looking really beautiful. No, that's fine. I'm all for that stuff. But anyway, the real beauty will shine from within. It shines through no matter how many wrinkles we have or how old we are or what figure we have or whatever. The real beauty is from within, but it shows outside. Just like the people who paint the saints, there's a radiance, and they call them halos, Well, the halos aren't just some empty symbol, it shows a radiance of God coming from that saint. That's what it symbolizes, the halos, when you see the saints. So let me just read this, and you'll know what I mean. It's self-explanatory. She's Venerable Elisabeth Leseur writes this. This housewife who laid down her life literally by offering her sufferings and her prayers and sacrifices, sufferings that her husband caused her too by his ridicule of her and her Catholic faith. This is what she wrote. It's entitled The Gift of Self. Not only in fulfilling my responsibilities to everyone, not only in charitable work, not only in prayer, but in my whole attitude and way of life. Great and holy ideas and deep convictions once influenced others only through the attractiveness of those who embody them. You will know them by their fruits. She quotes Matthew 7:16. Our Savior said, by the fruits of devotion, charity, and radiant faith, and also by those blossoms that first attract notice and precede the fruit, those are called tender love, graciousness, social refinement, serenity, equanimity, friendliness, joy, and simplicity. A truly holy person, mistress by divine grace of her body and its challenges, without ever speaking, exudes the delicate perfume of these flowers. Such a person attracts others by her gentle influence and prepares them for God's approach, which she eventually obtains for them through her prayers. By the way, she really did prepare her husband for God's approach by her life of love and virtue, her attractiveness that melts even the most hardened hearts. Her husband really was converted and went all the way to become a priest and a religious in the Dominican order. But to see these things here, they're without speaking, she says. The beauty of holiness shows without speaking. She compares it to the flowers in the spring, like the apple tree. You see all those beautiful blossoms. I was up in Door County for a couple of summers and springs, and I saw all the apple trees bloom. They were beautiful, like flakes of snow against the green. But those are the petals, the perfume of holiness. And later on, the petals attract. And it brings conversion. It brings the fruit of the petals bring the fruit. But the petals go first. The beauty, the attractiveness. By the fruits you shall know them. But here's the way she says it. By the fruits of devotion, those are the fruits. The petals get started, attract. By the fruits of devotion, charity, and radiant faith, and also by those blossoms that first attract notice and precede the fruit. Those apple blossoms in Door County, Wisconsin, those are called tender love. This is the apple blossoms. The apples are all these devotion, charity, radiant faith. Those are the fruits, and conversion, by the way, too. But anyway, the apple blossoms are the blossoms that precede the fruit. Those are called tender love, graciousness, social refinement. Isn't that something? In our world that is so casual, so indignified. I just see some of the women's, their preciousness being so, not looking precious, being treated by glares and glances that doesn't make them feel good and precious, because our fashions are so bad, not bad, so awful. there's a dignity there. There's a refinement, social refinement. Oh, I see some women who have got that, and they are refined. They all have great. They dress well and have great refinement. And it's so beautiful to see that in our culture today, that is so disrespectful, taking everything precious and beautiful and just sort of making it vulgar and that way. But anyway, I just got caught up with that social refinement. It's not to be snooty. It's not to turn heads. It's only to show by our way we dress and deal with people with a great respect and great reverence for ourselves and others. That's beautiful. Anyway, that's one of the apple blossoms that leads to the fruit, the apple of charity and devotion, of conversion. Okay, social refinement. I'm sorry I got a diatribe on that one there. Tender love, graciousness, social refinement, serenity. And sometimes I think I'm watching the YouTubes. Some of my dear young friends. Sometimes the YouTubes are so frantic and so moving and so pounding, and I just pray. I know they'll get there. That they'll be more refined or more dignified, more graceful. It's not letting it all hang out, not letting it up. And I'm all for it, just getting down there, getting down to get up. But more just gracefulness and beauty and serenity, that you don't have to prove anything. To be yourself, to be your beautiful, lovely self as God made you. That's the way people are attracted to us and attracted to being virtuous and attracted to God. It precedes the fruit. Remember, all these things here, the blossoms, as we said, the tender love. People just need love. They're just starving for it, and you have it to give. Graciousness, being so gracious, social refinement, serenity, equanimity. You don't have to be worried and running around all over the place and worried about the debt crisis. Yes, we are concerned, and we have to vote right as citizens and for the things of our country and pray for it. But God's in control. God will take care of us. We just do our part and let God do the rest. Friendliness, that we're kind to everyone. We're not snooty. We're not snubbing anybody. We're not forgetting anybody. We include everybody with a graciousness and a friendliness. A joy. Someone said the infallible proof of God's presence is joy. So people need that. People are so bogged down, so worried about everything. And simplicity. What you see is what you get. It's so charming to see people who are simple, not simple-minded. I'm not talking about that, but simple, just being themselves, just being so beautiful in that candor and graciousness and friendliness and joy. Okay. Anyway, those are the blossoms. A truly holy person, and she says, mistress by divine grace. This is all done by divine grace. This is not all natural. It's based on that. We say grace builds on nature, so we have to take care of ourselves, do the natural good virtues and self-care and all that, and getting our hair done. I work on my hair, not too much though. Anyway, that stuff. But this, a truly holy person, mistress by divine grace. She's in charge. She doesn't have to jump around all over the place and get our attention. She is just there. She gets it. It's attractive. A truly holy person, mistress by divine grace of her body and its challenges, without ever speaking, exudes the delicate perfume of these flowers. What are those flowers? What are those apple blossoms? They are a tender love, graciousness, social refinement. Oh, so beautiful and modest, enchanting. They're chanting when they're that way. But they have mystery. It's not letting all hang out and and making everything so vulgar and ordinary. Oh, and firecrackery. It just happens